by all means, again, personal preference is part of the practice. So mobilizing and moving your body in a way that feels structural and connected to you is of the highest purpose of what we're doing, right? So instead of thinking about like what's right and wrong, try to consider an awareness towards the action and how your capacity, physicality, and interest relates to that. And if you tie those things together, then you can feel whole with the experience of what you're working through. So the next pose after twisted lizard lunge would be half splits. And in relationship to twisted lizard lunge, half splits is quite simple. It's quite a simple position. And the reason it's quite a simple position is because growth comes from limitation. So whenever you're navigating terrain, when you have a straight road out in front of you, you're like, oh, this is an easy place to navigate, right? You don't need to use your Google Maps. You don't need to, be over involved in the process. You can just trust the road ahead and follow it. So when you're in a half split, the only effort that's really occurring here is a stretch of the front leg. Everything else is really removed from the equation. There's not much else to find in half split. You're folding over a relatively straight or straight front leg. You're trying to pull your hips back in space, but everything that you will feel or find here is really only in that front leg, and that leg is straight out in front of you, and it's a single path to follow. So when you're in a single path to follow, you're like, okay, I'm able to sit here and focus and just do this, right? There's no other options. When you're in the twisted lizard lunge, for example, there are so many options. You can go a myriad of different places. Your opposite hand can be down on the floor. Your forearm can be on the floor. You could play your hand wide. You could keep your hips square. You could roll your hips left or right. But all of that is option based on preference. Whereas the next pose we get into is half split, and there really isn't much of an option. You're stretching the front leg irregardless of how you organize the position. That's all you're doing. So whether the leg is bent or straight, you'll create a different stretch sensation, sure, especially depending on your physicality, your ability to fold and hinge. But in general, that's the only thing that's available for you. So that's the thing that you're doing. So you're creating growth through limitation. Yeah, that's what's so confusing about military time. It's really just 5:30 and 17:30, because 17:30 makes you want to think it's 7 o'clock, right? Like in your mind, you see the 7. I mean, I know that's kind of an ignorant point of view.
Okay.
But it's just like my mindset. Like when I see a 7, because everything's base 10, but obviously times are base 12. You're just like, oh, that's the one that gets me. But also today, because we started at 10:30, that's why the time got crazy. Because I was trying to do the math, and I was like, wait, because usually we start like 9:30, right?
Yeah.
But starting at 10:30, it changes off a bit, and so I was like, oh, we should be around this, and then it was like 1:45, and I was like, oh, we've been doing this for 3:15 already. Like we should probably. So yeah, thanks to everybody for dealing with me.
I give it a go. Yeah, drop the knee and shift your left one forward. Yep.
It really tunes your balance to go that low, like with a flying. Pretty good. It was good. I say my filming was about a C plus.
C plus?
Yeah, C plus filming.
Room for improvement?
Yeah, definite. C plus.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
What's this one called?
This is like the preparation for back lift. Look at all this shoulder rotation getting in there. It's like a whole gambit of the operation. I should have been smooth on that transition. Obi-Wan Kenobi mode, just like, boom. Does it feel like an overhead lightsaber action? Like a step into it's like a strike. You kind of see the way the rope moves too when you throw it. So you're like, ooh, is that a clean, really clean line or not? So I'm knowing, like there, the adjustment. Ooh.
Got like subtle lightsaber effect,
That's
sound
not
effect.
It just feels like a lightsaber moment.
What are we warming up for?
Oh, that handstand push-up with the wind. I feel like that's like a different effect, you know? Like it could lean me a little one way or another.
Against the elements. What's the benefit of it?
Just a casual warm-up process, you know? Just like reminding my body we're gonna do some pushing. Nothing more or less complicated than that. This would probably be the real prep. Go on the handstand push-up. This is the real prep, I would say. Find the edge, let your cause to be on the ground. Right. This is gonna wake you up for it. You got those in you?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. Just, you know, aim for what a good 5 feels like. Yeah. Yeah, come on. There you go. Yeah. I like the ledge.
Yeah,
Does the ledge feel easier than the flat ground?
I think it's better. Yeah.
I think it is too because you can like load the shoulder a bit easier. Feels good, feels easy.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Now we just gotta wait for the perfect wind moment.
T-shirt's a pretty good indicator. Ooh, that was spicy.
Not bad.
Nice.
Bukaka. See.
Sick.
Right there. Carry me.
Oh,
The landing is tough.
on the toes.
Yeah.
Stick. That's a stick.
Medium. Back it up. What do you got? You got that one?
Is that the line?
Yeah. Let's back it up. You
Easy.
got that one?
I'll give it a go.
Oh, that's too scary. No way. Fly. Woo! Oh, I did a little slip. Oh, hold it. Go again. Oh, no, sloppy. That's pretty good. I need to just on the toes. Ah, that's good. That's only like 2 inches deep or 2 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
The landing was good. Toes down. That was easy.
Huh?
That was good.
I got nervous. I don't know why. It's funny. Feels far all of a sudden.
I think that middle one was a stick.
You're up.
Yeah.
You got that depth? From behind it?
Yeah.
Woo!
That's
It's good.
Yeah. I'm taking that one.
Yeah.
I'll back it up.
Back it up. You got that. 4 lines deep. On a slight downhill too. That's what gets you nervous at that point. It's funny as fuck. You got it. There you go. Ooh, hang it on. Amazing. Nice. That was great. The slope is real.
Real.
False stick. I don't think I can do it.
It's the downhill.
The courage is brutal. I had it the first time. Gotta walk away.
It's not downhill. It's just
The downhill. There's a lot to just propel off.
that wouldn't pass like health and safety anyway. Breezy.
Once the wordplay drops, it'll clear you, right?
Okay.
It'll get no scrubs out of your head because when you're sitting in the cafe absorbing no scrubs, you don't want that to linger with you all day. Do you know who sang No Scrubs?
TLC.
Is it them or Destiny's Child? I've had this debate actually on camera before. I don't remember. I still don't remember.
Feel like it's TLC.
Yeah, I'm sure you're probably see that re-syncs you. Shift. Triangle pose. We can all agree this is triangle. Okay, so there's so many different ways that people speak to the alignment of the pose. I don't care about the alignment of the pose. I care about your action within the posture, your awareness towards that action within the posture. We have to find the back heel, okay? And once we find the back heel, Then you're trying to find the front hip pushing backwards in space as much as you can. It does not matter initially where this hip goes. So this hip can square down towards the floor as much as you want in reference to this pulling backwards at first. Because now we're working with the way your femur head fits into your hip socket. Okay? Because if we start with hips square to the side wall and then bend, you're going to create bone-on-bone compression immediately. Does that make sense? Some of you have more space before you hit the wall, some of you have less. Is what it is. So to avoid that from happening, we want to pull ourselves into the pose also because that's going to create a bigger range of motion. Because by actively pulling yourself into the pose, the front of your leg gets active, which then allows you to stretch through the back of the leg, and your nervous system trusts the depths at which you're aiming to take the body into. So from here, I want Anna's feet to be pushing into the floor. It's almost as if she's pulling her right heel back towards her left heel. So there's an energy here. This energy goes up the leg and it drives the hip backwards as much as she can muster. Then she begins this hinge, folding. And we really want to move, continuing to push your right hip back in space. Now weight is evenly distributed between the feet. From here, Anna's hand can land on the floor, on her shin, on her foot, wherever it goes. And then we have the ability to roll up now as much as you want from the rib cage first and from the back hip second. So, and really, it can be 1, 2 in unison, right? This can be one piece of movement if you choose. But this is going to give you the most structural connection to the position that then allows you to align it any way that you choose on top of it.
You are overdressed.
Gosh, kind of a mess. I just carry it around everywhere.
Fit check. Just tie it round.
Yeah, you think?
Tie it around the waist.
Just like a 90s vibe?
Yep.
I feel like I'm in like a Gap ad from the 90s. Am I ready to rock and roll? I feel like I need like some spectacles, maybe like binoculars on the chest.
That would
I
work.
feel like, or
That
I
would
need
work.
a camera on the chest. That's proper tourist vibe.
Okay.
It's done in Amsterdam, right? A rare occurrence in fun.
Can't argue with it. Arm for power walking?
You think? Or do you feel it's like more of a quick step, like propel?
That was like rapid acceleration.
It all depends on your preference, right? Maybe get a little backwards walk. There's these uphill slumps. Help with the knee. You know? If I get taken out, it's completely on you, bud.
Nah, it's good. You're good.
Listen,
You're
I have
good.
complete trust, is what I'm saying.
Where are we going?
You know, get a little movement in, get a little groove, change the vibe,
Ready?
new space. Why not?
You-
Your legs in full, just kind of play through this motion, waking everything up. Try to look up as you sit down. Try to look back as you straighten and pull. And then from there, push into your right foot. Lean to the right foot. Feel your weight shifting there. And then float your left foot off the ground. Bend your right knee a little bit. Keep your left foot floating. Close your eyes. Right leg stays bent. Eyes are closed. Left leg can go anywhere besides kicking somebody. Hands push down into the ground. Hips go up. So instead of staying low like before, hips go up. Look in between the thumbs. When we decide to move a foot back, lift, bend, that's when your gaze goes out and out. And move through. So you're in this elevated position, moving to a long, flat position. So we're beginning to create a shift between our straight arm and bent arm strength, which is really important because this is setting the framework for more coordination, trust in handstand, and then eventually going from handstand to chaturanga, handstand to arm balance. It all starts with this pattern because this is the initial pattern for that action. Push down, hips over shoulders, pretend you're in the handstand, then foot lifts, lean out. Notice how close my right knee is to my right elbow there. Step, step, rise. That's what's so funny. Whenever you're learning this stuff, it's harder for two reasons. For one, you most likely don't have the strength pattern yet. And then for two, you don't have the coordination. So you're pausing at every single step along the way. You're like, here. Okay, here. Wait, I'm supposed to, where? Oh, I looked here. Okay, I got that. All right, now I got to pick up a foot. Okay, which one? Okay, I guess I'll go right because I'm right-footed. Oh, I got to bend my elbows and look forward. Well, where's that going to land? I don't think that's right. And then I'll go here. And then that, right, and so on and so forth. And now you've been in the pose, you've been in the transition for like 25 or 30 seconds, like, you know, kind of doing God knows what, but that's called learning. That's called learning. And so when you're in these spaces, the more you can find a consistency of pace, the more you'll pick up the pattern. So even if you're saying, hey, my pace is a 4, that's a pace at which I can move at right now, you know, or a 3 or whatever. And so you're just counting that in your mind, pushing hands into floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that number could be 3, that number could be 2, that number could really be anything at all. But you're finding that push and that drive, which is then allowing you to move with a bit more ease through the experience. So hopping off the top of the feet, don't tuck your toes. Just see what it's like to jump a different way. Because what's interesting about this is, if you were to jump off one foot to your handstand, this pushes forward and is up. So that naturally creates a gap between your legs and your upper body. However, if we jump from here, we're actually creating compression on the jump. And when you create compression on the jump, you move through a position of strength straight away. These are so sloppy.
That look pretty decent.
I mean, it's not the one arm hang. You have that in the pocket right now.
Give it a go. Let's see. Woo. No pressure. Look at this, just give people that elevator effect. That was good though.
That was rough.
The grunt was good too. This is a real fight for it.
You got that one. Where do you go down?
Wow. 20-second hold.
Probably not.
Hey, look at that. Very nice.
Rough.
Very nice. That's
Heavy.
good.
Let's go.
I never got it. Fight for it. No chance.
It's all about that weight shift. Not bad.
Probably could have had more courage on the right.
Let's get it through the window.
Oh, botched.
How's that red light syndrome? Woo!
I actually hurt my toe.
You kicked hard.
Kicked it hard.
You did.
I don't know why the high kick is in the parkour lane. It is now.
Yeah, feels good, doesn't
so
it?
much like there needs to be more control. How do they do that?
Grab and grab.
High consequence. You know, like that.
Yeah. It's funny, after the high kick, you're natural. Feels right. That could be a bit better.
Smooth on the way up.
Do one more. Make it the official go. Be a bit faster on the way up. And how can you not do this?
I don't know. I'm pretty sad about it.
This has got to be mental. That was good.
That was sweet.
No difference with shoes. No difference with shoes.
I think the rubber catches.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
look. There you go.
Holy sock.
Yeah, good thing that wasn't the toes. Must need a band-aid. Gotta do better than that for the video. Oh, almost through.
In the window. Out the door.
Pull it off.
See, in the door, out the window.
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. Oh my goodness. Looking explosive as a right-footed jumper.
Let's go on the other side.
It's feeling flowy.
Fun.
It's feeling flowy. Boom. Oh. Woohoo! Don't got the left side yet. Soon. Work in progress. That's good.
Mm.
It's the crusty bird. It's like an old relic. He's on one foot now. He's making his move, right?
So this is your nostalgia song?
Other day, yeah. Like it brings me back to being like I think like 8th grade. Like listening to this laying on the futon. I was like, whoa, is this hip hop or is this not hip hop? Because the only thing I can listen to as a 14-year-old is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not at this age. It's not like Tupac and Biggie. You know, it's like it doesn't even count. You know what I mean? This was a bridge to other forms of music. Because I think I grew up listening to so much. My dad was so into Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
So listening to a lot of Bruce, and then a lot of REM. Did you get into REM?
Just like that one album.
Really? You missed REM? It holds.
Mm.
Most of it holds. I feel like you should bump some REM. I feel like that should be in your mix. What would be your like 14-year-old cuts?
Well, yeah, in the house there was Bruce Springsteen as well. Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, yeah.
I missed that completely.
Neil Young.
That's a Neil Young for sure.
Yeah. Jackson Brown.
Didn't get Jackson.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't get Jackson. What else would I have got for sure? Tears for Fears. They also made a comeback recently.
Yeah.
Pretty decent album. What else? There was another Black Crows. Got a bit of that. Counting Crows. Did you get the Counting Crows?
Yeah, like a few, like on the first MP3 player.
Oh yeah, the first MP3 player that held like 22 songs. It was
Something
like
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you on Napster?
Napster, then LimeWire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good switch. Yeah. Napster was the jam.
Yeah.
And then people would act like they were going to get arrested.
Yeah, for sure.
They were going too hard on Napster.
I think was that partly because of Lars Ulrich.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I accidentally downloaded a whole Genesis album one time. It
Really?
was Sell in England by the Pound.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called. Yeah. I was looking for something completely different.
I know. So, I hit Napster heavy. Me and all my friends hit Napster heavy. We also were doing emulators on the computer.
yeah.
Did you do emulators?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I played Pokemon was on the computer. So I could never really play it off
Yeah.
because it was just like the keyboard experience, you know.
Yeah. I had one for the N64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's advanced.
Well, I think it was the first MacBook, so
Yeah.
it's like years later, but
Oh.
yeah.
You're a bit more in that rebellious, like,
I'm still.
yeah, college state.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, this is like the youth, and this is what you could get, you know.
Yeah. Whoa.
This little Rob Thomas.
Yeah.
I feel like this is his peak moment. Were you into
San-
Matchbox?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I really wasn't either.
Santana sample?
Yeah, no, it's not a sample. He's on the song.
Oh, is he?
It's a collaboration. Rob Thomas and Santana.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing was everywhere in like 1999 and 2000. That dates you, it's a little weird.
Yeah. Let's just not talk about dates.
Right?
City Hopper?
Yeah, for sure.
I think capacity leads to everything. If you feel capable, you'll take on whatever life has for you. If you find the confidence in what you put your efforts into, or from what you practice, from what you put your efforts into, then all of a sudden you can do things you didn't think were possible. You're having experiences that were outside of your level of consciousness. Every time we create new awareness, we create a new space to practice. That's a new elevation of the way you could be conscious of what you know to be. All of what I teach and share is not like this was in my mind when I first started practicing yoga. But through practicing yoga, all of this has found its way into my being. All of the metaphors of the practice have come from doing the practice. And the metaphors I try to carry with me almost everywhere that I go. Because it considers the understanding of narrative and the shifting of ourselves and all the different characters that we play and that we embody and that we choose to participate with. Because there's many forms of you and there's many forms of me. And the forms of us that we find are the forms of us that we tend to or find, the most enjoyable to be in, the forms we try to stay in for the longest. So as you really try to find these different forms of yourself, you start to hopefully feel more embodied and capable in how you want to experience life. And I think that opens up so many doors in terms of your spiritual experience, because if you're limited in what you find capable doing, you may not ever feel like leaving your house. But the more capable you feel, the more experiences you'll have. The more experiences you have, even more times your consciousness can be altered. And when your consciousness is altered, then it gives you a new perspective. And that new perspective is a framework against all the other things that you do. And so all the perspectives that you find then give you a chance to measure. And as you measure, you start to understand, you start to measure up, to what you like and you don't like. And again, stepping into what I was saying before, until you find, your whys, your root causes for the things you like to do and like to be, it's really hard to truly be yourself. And being yourself takes a lot of effort and a lot of understanding because, again, you have this internal you or this internal you, and you're aiming to find a way to bring that into the world in a way that's digestible, understandable, or can connect with other beings. Because we're all in this for connection, for union, and for unity within all of us. And there's a commonality that we all share, and there's also a commonality that we share more with specific people. And it narrows down, of course, in terms of the people that are closest to you. However, when you really start to find yourself, the people that you end up finding yourself with and the connections you end up creating are more and more and more authentic because they're not based on a period of time in your life or convenience or the spaces that you spend your time. They're truly based on vibration and a universal connection and a shared interest or a passion or just a natural love for the way you choose to live. And I think the way you choose to live is such an interesting thing to consider because we all have the same limitations, which are time and energy. And some of us have a lot of time and some of us have a little. And I'm just talking about free time in the moment, time in general, because who knows how long it is. But time and energy are the limitations. And so how you choose to apply yourself within those constraints really creates your human experience. And to be the most immersed you can be in your human experience, it's really, all about trying to find, at least in my opinion, this higher level of purpose in which what you pursue. And so that's why I think moving through all the series and all the poses is so beautiful, and why I speak so much to preference and inspiration within them, because you're putting the value into every pose. Not me, not a teacher, not a book, not even a method of practice. If you believe in handstand and you pursue that and that gives you something and that something gives you peace, then what can take that away from you? And how powerful is that? Because it's something that you pursued and something that you found, because you weren't born with it. It's something that you had to find through being. And you had to find this one very specific activity that gives you peace. And how ridiculous is that? And how beautiful is that at the same time? And that activity could also be anything, right? But for whatever reason, for you or somebody else, it's yoga. And within yoga, it's backbending. And so you've found a way through your conscious experiences to find a series of poses or a series of movements or a series of patterns or rhythms or dances that put you into a state of peace, into a state of tranquility. That's tapping into your highest vibration of self. And I think that's phenomenal. Because think of all the things you could do or you could have tried to do. And for whatever reason, it's this. And you found this, and this carries you in this beautiful way. And so that's what I think the purpose of the practice is. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I can't thank you enough for your questions and your interest and everything that's come from all of this. So hope you have fun. If you ever have questions, of course, reach out. Happy to help you out in any way that I possibly can. And yeah, hope to practice with you again in the future, whether it's here, online, or anywhere else. Yeah, honestly, say bye before you go. Have an amazing rest of your day. Obviously, thank you to Suze, who's outside the door. Thank you to Hannah. Thank you to Paul. Thank you to all of you. So again, that was for you. Little morning rope flow before the flight. Little handstand. Just general movement. You feeling ready?
I'm ready.
This is like parkour for you.
Oh,
Everywhere.
yeah. 5 of 5.
No, of 5. It's a good, like a low 4. We got a lot of flat space. We got a lot of ledges for you, your HSPU on, plus things to jump on. No hang space. Ground's a little slanted.
True.
So, you know, solid 4 though. Plus we have these, you know, these Walking Dead vibes going on out here. Like, it's just us, and it's not that early in the morning. So, you know, I get to see another soul walk around this space. It's kind of like a, you know, a deserter energy.
Big deserter.
You know, something simple. Sweatshirt's hitting. It's too baggy right now. It's catching the rope. Gotta get that. Gotta get that platform. Ooh. Get that overhead shoulder flexion. Coordination. Horse stance. 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes. All of a sudden, handstand gets a lot easier.
Let's go.
That was kind of sloppy, but the journey was complete.
Better?
Yeah, ending could have been better. The push-up was better. The crow was poorly techniqued, probably. You know, could have stayed more compressed. Didn't fully trust the balance for whatever reason. When you're staring at this ground for that long, the little pebbles start to look like faces.
Yeah.
You know,
See what you're saying.
see, so you're like, it's confusing. So the technique was very inefficient. You're up. Come on, you got a slope too.
Seems pretty low.
You got a slope. You got a slope too.
I know.
I don't know about that PB, Andy.
I'll just circle wheel. You're good for it.
Old school.
Just a straight shooter.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, let it fly.
No dabs.
Get on that edge.
I'm going single leg first. I should probably get out of that habit.
Whew, easy.
Woo!
No issues.
No sure. Yeah, these are
No issues at all.
like, oh, yeah, it's no worries. Just roll right over that. Plant. Grip. And let it fly.
Pop.
Yeah.
You see it, man? I'll
That's funny,
try.
the 2-footer.
I'll try now. It's the trust in the pop, really, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. I try to tell you this. I could do such a lower height, but I'm terrified every time when I start this process. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't leave yet. Maybe soon. There you go.
Balls in the feeder.
Yeah, drive. Just jump.
Why so much fear? Doing like a little 1-2.
It's funny because
Trust it.
when we were jumping on the blocks, your single leg spring is better than mine. Like your fast twitch.
Yeah.
You know, you have that pop, pop, pop. You got to apply that here.
Smooth.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's a bit different. It's probably half high. Huh? Casual?
That's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it feels fluid. Feels light. Trying to be smooth like you. Oh, what time is it?
Time for one more good set.
One more good side, yeah. Can't leave on that. You know, like the mission was accomplished, but, you know. It's just I don't trust the first hand placing. That's what the mindset is. Gotta let it ride. Passable.
Take it.
No hand cuts either. So that's a win. Ready to hopefully sleep on the fly. That's the goal,
Sit.
you know? Hopefully there's no one next to me in the seat. It's like first class and coach. That's always the game I'm aiming to play. When you're picking the seat on the flight, you're just like, is nobody scheduled to sit next to me? I hope the flight's not packed.